Greenwich or some other place, but I'd like to call this meeting to order, and I would recognize that we are on the traditional territories of the Tashat and the First Nation, and that we honor that, and that we do our business in a way that that would be beneficial to all. So my name is John McNabb, and I'm the director for Beaver Creek, the electoral area. And I'd like to introduce you to the planning staff, Alex Dyer, who is planning manager, and he's in the office with me. And also the Kathy MacArthur, who actually is in the office, but another office. So we're together but apart. And this hearing will be electronically held electronically using Zoom. It is being recorded and is live streamed on our website. Would staff please provide direction and instruction on how to participate in this hearing?
Happy to. Thank you, John. And thank you, everybody, for joining us here this evening. I do recognize we have a couple of attendees as well as the agent for the applicant participating tonight, which is great. If you're watching the live stream on the website and wish to join the meeting, the details on how to connect can be found in the Zoom meeting invite document linked on the public hearing page on the ACRD website. We want to start off by highlighting some of the tools in Zoom that will help you participate and talk about our process a little bit for these electronic public hearings. If you are participating online, you have the option to turn on or off your video and mute or unmute your audio so other meeting participants can see you and hear you. Those controls are in the bottom left of your screen on a computer if you're looking at what I am, or the top right on a tablet or a smartphone. We just ask that you please keep your audio muted at all times unless you're going to speak. This will reduce the background noise, which can make it hard for everyone to hear the presentations. There will be an opportunity to speak after staff introduce the application and the applicants provide their comments. When the chair calls upon members of the public to comment on the bylaw, we ask that you either put your hand up or call out that you would like to speak. Once you've been recognized by the chair or by staff, we ask that you state your name and address, followed by the questions and comments that you would like to say. I'll also highlight that there is a chat feature accessed from the controls on your screen if you would like to make a comment or ask a question at any time. We will address all comments during the public hearing, so feel free to add anything in there if you're thinking of it as we move along. The comments will be brought forward to the chair at the point when the chair asks for the public comments. Staff will make sure that's happening, and then also to highlight that there will be a final opportunity at the end for people to participate if they would like to. Pass it back to you, John.
Thank you. The subject of this hearing is bylaw P1463. This bylaw is applicable to 6287 Lamarck Road and is necessary to facilitate a subdivision proposal. If you have any questions or comments about any other unrelated topic, I ask that contact regional district staff after this hearing is terminated. And would staff please now read out the notice of public hearing?
Okay, a public hearing for residents and property owners within electoral area E, Beaver Creek, will be held to consider bylaw P1463. This bylaw is a zoning atlas amendment to rezone Lot A, District Lot 108, Alberni District Plan VIP 71560 from Small Holdings A1 District to Acreage Residential RA3 District to facilitate a subdivision proposal. This public hearing will be held by the Director for Electoral Area E, the alternate director or the chairperson of the regional district. The board resolution making this delegation, along with bylaw P1463 and relevant background documents, is available for review online at www.acrd.bc.ca/events/3-10-2022. Planning staff are available to answer questions in person, through email, or by phone during normal office hours, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, from September 21st, 2022 to October 3rd, 2022, excluding statutory holidays. Now, providing an input for public input is top priority for the ACRD. Please consider written submissions as an effective means to do so. Anyone who feels their interest in property will be affected by the proposed bylaw will be afforded a reasonable opportunity to be heard. Options include participating in the public hearing by electronic means using Zoom video conferencing or teleconferencing, and or submitting correspondence to the ACRD. Now, if you wish to participate in the public hearing electronically, or by phone. Full instructions to do so are available on our website at www.acrd.bc.ca/events/3-10-2022, or it can be provided by contacting planning staff by email at planning@acrd.bc.ca or by phone at 250-720-2700. This public hearing will be recorded and live streamed on our website. Written correspondence can be submitted to the ACRD by one of the following methods: a hard copy delivered to the ACRD office in person in the drop slot or by mail to the planning department at the address below. An email sent to planning@acrd.bc.ca before 4 p.m. October 3rd, 2022. Email correspondence will only be considered received if receipt confirmation is provided by ACRD staff, or a fax sent to 250-723-1327 before 4 p.m. October 3rd, 2022. And again, fax correspondence will only be considered received if receipt confirmation is provided by ACRD staff. Now, all correspondence must be received by the ACRD no earlier than 8 a.m. on September 21st, 2022, and no later than 4 p.m. on October 3rd, 2022. The correspondence submitted and or received outside of these parameters will not be included in the public hearing. Thanks, John.
The purpose of this public hearing is to receive input, written and verbal, from any person who believes that their interest in property is affected by the bylaw. The regional board will receive full minutes of this hearing before voting on the bylaw. Staff is taking minutes that summarize the issues raised. Please speak clearly to ensure accuracy. Would staff please introduce the proposal?
Happy to, thank you. So I'm going to start off by highlighting the agency referral responses and the public correspondence we've received. The agency referral responses that were received noted that their interests were unaffected or recommended that the rezoning application be approved, subject to conditions outlined in the responses. A copy of the agency referral responses is available for public review on the ACRD website and will be part of the public hearing report in minutes considered by the board. There were no letters of correspondence received from the public ahead of this meeting. And then the proposal itself, the property owner is applying to rezone a plus or minus 0.89 hectare or 2.2 acre property to acreage residential RA3 district to facilitate subdivision to a 0.6 acre minimum lot size. The applicant intends to subdivide the property into two parcels, with lot 1 being a plus or minus 1.2 acre vacant parcel to be accessed by panhandle along the south side of the property. And lot 2 would be a plus or minus 1 acre parcel that would contain the existing house and improvements located adjacent to the Mark Road. To support their application, the applicants have engaged a registered on-site wastewater practitioner who has assessed the property and has provided a report confirming that the existing on-site system is functioning well and that the soil profiles test holes at the site meet the island health standards for subdivision, supporting both a primary and a reserve area for sewage disposal. So with that, with the capability of on-site sewage disposal confirmed, there are no additional requirements or additional conditions of approval applied to the rezoning. And then just last thing to highlight is that if the rezoning is adopted and the applicants proceed with the proposal to the next stage, which would be the subdivision stage, a development permit would be required, and the requirements for connection to the Beaver Creek water system would need to be satisfied at that time. And that's it for me. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you very much. Would the applicant like to add anything to this? So Rachel or Ryan there?
Thank you, Director McNabb and Alex, for that great summary. That really does sum up the project. The one thing was septic approval, and that passed just with flying colors. So definitely in the right direction, and it's really consistent with a lot of the other applicants in the area as well. So thanks, Alex, and thanks for having me tonight.
Okay, so at this point, we'll hear from members of the public. I'm not sure that we actually have any members of the public on. On my screen, it doesn't show that, but if you would please wait until you've been recognized by me and will state your name and address before beginning. We will hear from everyone wishing to speak for the first time before allowing second comments. So anybody out there that wants to speak?
There is one member of the public, Chair McNabb.
Okay. Say again.
I have nothing to add.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we don't need to respond to that quite. So that we have a section for responding back to the questions of the public, but so be advised that the more members of the board of directors cannot receive any new information related to this bylaw between the end of this hearing and making the decision on the bylaw at the next board meeting. And actually, it actually extends further than that because the fourth reading is actually the final making of the decision. So if any board member does receive new information, the hearing would be invalidated and would have to be held again. So any information that you require or that you wish to add should be done through staff only. So that is, I don't know how I can make it much clearer than that, but it is quasi-judicial, and that's the rules of the province, and it's the way it is. So if you've got something to add, it needs to be now. So with that in mind, does anyone have any further comments? So I call for a first time for any further representation on the bylaw. I'll call for a second time for any further representations on the bylaw. And I'll call for a third and final time for any further representations on the bylaw. Hearing no further comments, I declare this meeting terminated. Thank you very much for your presence.
Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.